So I want to talk about Pokemon Horizons episode 122 because it looks to be a massive episode. We have Freed battling Roy, and after Freed's emotional return, which was such a great episode, it is a massive thing for him to just come back straight away and challenge Roy to this battle. The description is Freed has returned from his investigation in space, so we do need to learn a bit about what he was actually investigating. It's probably to do with the Requiem and trying to find a way to take down Spinel and the Explorers. He tells the group about his encounter with Instructor Starmie and the new information he gathered on the Requiem. So obviously Starmie has something to do with the Requiem. I'm not too sure, I haven't played Legends EA, I don't know if this ties into something else. But the Mega Starmie obviously ties into the story. Where did he meet it and why did he capture it? I mean, it's still hilarious to me that Orla was hugging this damn thing as soon as they arrived. And it's funny how it just seems to remain in its Mega form like the whole time. Even when in the preview, when it's watching Roy and Freed's battle, it's just stood there with its hands crossed, staring in its mega form, which is absolutely hilarious. Roy then ends up having a battle against him, but if Roy loses, the Rising Volt Tacklers will be disbanded. I mean, this is the crazy thing we got from the preview and from this description. The fate of the Rising Volt Tacklers is on the line here, and I don't think this is actually gonna happen. Obviously the Rising Volt Tacklers won't be disbanded, but it is massive that Freed has just come back and laid this challenge down to Roy. There's genuine stakes on the line. Does this mean Roy has to beat Freed? I personally would want Freed to win this battle because I believe Freed is stronger than Roy still. I don't think Roy has come so far and that he would be able to beat Freed just yet, especially with Charizard. But everything from the story and from this description is saying that Roy could actually go and win this, because you have stakes on the line, you have the Rising Volt Tacklers on the line, although Freed is most definitely bluffing and he's definitely not going to request that the whole crew gets disbanded just because Roy loses a battle. But it is definitely like a test of strength sort of thing. Freed wants to see how much stronger Roy and the others have gotten, and Roy in particular, so that's why he's probably going to challenge Roy to the battle. Sort of like one last battle before he knows that they're ready for this final challenge, because I do believe we are entering the sort of end game of Pokemon Horizons. I'm really not sure what is going to happen next, but now that Freed is back, we have more information. The whole crew is basically formed. Obviously Alt has had his story, his development, and he's fully joined the crew now as well. They've all had training, they've all had big evolutions. Roy has his Skeledirge, Liko has Meowscarada, Alt has a crazy Dragonite. Dot's got a pretty good team at the minute as well, with Goldengo recently evolving, obviously Hattrem recently evolved as well. So you would say that these kids are now fully ready to enter the end game. I do wonder if Dot's Quaxwell will evolve. I'm not sure. I feel like it could stay as a Quaxwell. Maybe the animators don't want to deal with animating Quaquaval and all of its dancing shenanigans. And I mean, I wouldn't be against them leaving it as a Quaxwell. I mean, Quaxwell is a pretty cool Pokemon. It probably is the best looking of the three of that line, to be fair. It's quite good. I did like Quaquaval, I actually used it on my first playthrough in Scarlet and Violet, but I feel maybe it would be a bit too much, a bit too big, a bit too flamboyant for streams and just in general being on screen 24/7, because we know how Horizons loves to have the starters on screen all the time. But back to the description, Roy and Skeledirge take on Freed and Charizard, whom they've always looked up to. Will Roy be able to surpass Freed? So it's definitely like a passing of the torch. Is Roy able to actually physically beat Freed and take up that leadership role like he's been basically doing anyway? But this will be the final step for Roy to surpass him, surpass his mentor and the person that brought him into the Rising Volt Tacklers. And it's so great that it is Skeledirge against Charizard. I mean, I would have liked Skeledirge to evolve while saving Charizard, or with them seeing the evolution, but we know from the start Fuecoco always looked up to Charizard, and it's just so fitting that it's going to battle against its idol, someone he aspired to be, stared up to the skies where Charizard was flying around, wishing one day it could be just like Charizard. And it's so cool to have this battle happening. I think it was always set up from day one, and eventually it would always happen. I mean, look at this, 122 episodes it took to get us here, and we're finally getting this battle, which is just so cool to me, to watch this journey and how far they've both come, how far Roy and Skellydirge have come since they were like, he was this little kid always running off, getting into trouble, causing shenanigans, and yeah, he's just matured so much, become such a good, strong battler, and he's finally going to take on Charizard here, and it'll be a great battle. So watching back the preview again, it is actually Freed who challenges Roy to this battle, and he basically just says if you lose, then the Rising Volt Tacklers are disbanded, which is a crazy thing to just throw at Roy after like his first day back. But it is really a test, and obviously I don't think Freed is ever going to just say, yeah, we're done. He's been in space investigating the Requiem. He has a plan, he has something in mind, but he just wants one last test, which is cool. It's a good way to get them to battle, I guess, and it's a battle that I want and we need. In regards to who I think is going to win, I'm really not sure, because I feel like the story is setting up that Roy kind of has to win to prove himself and prove to Freed that the Rising Volt Tacklers don't need disbanding and that they are all capable of defeating the Explorers. But I feel like I personally would want Freed to win, because I don't know if Roy's quite there yet. I don't know, maybe Roy is strong enough now. I mean, he has come a long way. He's got a hell of a good team. He's been training. He obviously went to Kalos to train. He went to Blueberry Academy, took on Drayton, who's a pretty strong trainer. I mean, he has done a lot of training since Freed has been away. But Freed just has so much experience. He is a Pokemon professor. He has been at this game for a long, long time. He goes above and beyond, literally to space, to better himself and learn more. And I feel like he would still have enough here to defeat Roy. But saying that, we haven't seen Charizard battle for Freed that much. We've seen it a few times. Obviously the famous clash with Amethio in the very first episode against Ceruledge, and a few other times where it Terrestrialized and stuff. I guess we have seen it quite a lot, but I feel like Captain Pikachu was always his go-to, his ace, and the one that would always clutch the wins for him. But Charizard is also pretty strong, so it'll be a good battle with him and Skellydirge. I think everything is pointing towards Roy winning this though, because Skellydirge surpassing its idol, its mentor, someone it looks up to, I think that will probably be the main focus of this episode, and Skellydirge will probably get the win. And it sounds like it is just a 1v1, which is a shame. I would have loved a 2v2 or even Mega Starmie thrown in the mix against Mega Lucario. Who knows, maybe that will still happen, but we'll have to just see. But I think Roy will probably win here, which is a bit disappointing because I think Freed is just stronger in general, but we'll see how it goes. I think regards to the end of Pokemon Horizons, I think it's definitely on its way. I mean, most series end at like 140 to 150, so we're getting to that sort of range. We're at 122 now, so we could see the final arc really last 20, 30 episodes or so. It could be the end. I mean, I do hope Horizons runs into a 4th year, but I'm not really too sure. I don't think it will. I feel like they've gave all the kids enough development now and pushed them to just be really strong, that because at the start it was quite slow pace with the development and they were taking their time with everything, but they've really gone full throttle with everything now. So I feel like it is pushing towards the end game with the Explorers and Spinel, and once they defeat them it'll probably be over. We'll maybe get one last 6v6 with Liko and Roy or something, and that could be the end. But I'm interested to know what you guys think. Do you think Horizons is pushing towards its final arc, its final episodes, or do you think it will go for a 4th year? I guess we don't know without Gen 10 being announced yet, but it's interesting to see what happens. I do feel like with Freed coming back and all these crazy powerful teams we've got, Megas, you know, all just got given a Dragonite randomly, just crazy powerful Pokemon everywhere. I feel like we're really pushing towards the end game. Even like Amethio has got Zygarde, and there's hints that he might get Zygarde in the end. So it's all leading to one last showdown. But let me know what you think about this battle between Roy and Freed. And let me know, do you think Horizons is going to go a 4th year, or is it going to end with them taking down the Explorers? And that's that. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.